Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So I thought this makeup tutorial would be really great to do because it's kind of jumping into summer, very fresh. We're going to be using a matte gray palette with a navy liner. One of my favorite combos that I like to do. And I'm going to put my hair back and we're going to just go through this. If you've been watching me on Instagram, a great place to follow me for some kind of beauty rants. I've saw a new technique that's being used with microneedling, which is absolutely insane. I called it out on my Instagram stories the other day. Ladies, you've got to do your research. Please don't follow Instagram trends. That whole microblading thing was a disaster. This whole microneedling with BB cream is a disaster waiting to happen. Just don't follow trends on TikTok or Instagram when it comes to beauty, okay? That's all I have to say. I'm just very passionate about what goes on when it comes to beauty and knowledge, and that is something that is, I just can't even believe people are doing this. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can find me on Instagram and I give you all the info. I don't hold back because you know what? Sometimes it just pushes me to the max on certain days and I just tell it like it is, like I normally do. All right, so today we're gonna be going into prepping the skin. I'm going to be using my Contours RX V5 exfoliating eyelid pads because I wanna exfoliate my eyelids today. Yes, I come on my channel with no makeup. For some reason, that's very surprising for some people. Seen some comments like, wow, ooh, wow, you showed up with no makeup. Yes, I do. That's what I do here. I don't feel like I have to come on with makeup on. This is my skin. This is what I work with. I show you my vulnerabilities. I show you what I've been working on for the last year when it comes to pigmentation, comes to redness, and it is what it is, ladies. So I'm going to go in with my Bobbi Brown. This is a face base. This is a nice little vitamin enriched face primer. It's a nice moisturizer that gives you enough moisture, not too much slip, not greasy. I've used it for years. And I always like taking, when it's in a jar like this and it's not a pump, I like to take a Q-tip and take it out so I'm not putting anything into the jar. That's always a big thing of mine. I just try to keep all of my eye creams or my face moisturizers, primers clean with using a Q-tip first, and then I'll work it into my skin. Now that that is worked into my skin, I would put on my La Roche-Posay SPF 50, but I don't have it here in the studio. I don't know where it is. I think I have so many of them, but it's just not here today. So I'm gonna go in with my IT Cosmetics. This is a beautiful Bye Bye Under Eye Cream. Soothes, brightens, and depuffs the eye area. Again, I'm gonna just take another little Q-tip and I'm going to take out a little bit of the product and I'm going to put it on underneath my eye area. You've heard me say this multiple times in my videos that you have to prep your skin properly or else your makeup is not going to look at all beautiful. If you don't have a great canvas, if your skin's dry, dehydrated, needing exfoliation, doesn't matter you put on drugstore, you put on luxury, you put on the most expensive makeup, it's not going to look right because you haven't prepped your skin properly. So that is always a big thing for me, is that you have to hydrate the face, you have to prime the face prior to putting on anything. We're gonna start off with my eye and lip primer. This is the first thing that I do. I always do my eyes first. That is very interesting to a lot of people because I don't want to have my foundation, my BB cream, any kind of medium of concealer or foundation on my skin first, then do my eyes and then have to clean up, and it just seems like more work to me, and less is more for me. I don't want to have to take away, fall out, and then put my concealer back on. I don't want to, it's almost like you're doing your makeup backwards when you do that. I always start with my eyes, clean face, nothing's on my face. If anything happens, I can always clean it up. It's just been the way I apply makeup to myself and also to my clients when I'm on location. Just seems to be more seamless and streamlined. So I go from the base of my lashes all the way up to my brow bone, a nice thin layer. This does finish off with a nice satiny, smooth finish. You don't apply this to be heavy on the eye. It's a really beautiful formulation, clean beauty that is going to be really nice to set your eyeshadow, to get away from all of the discoloration that you see on your eyelids as we age, redness, darkness. I absolutely love this product. I've been using it for over 10 years and it is my favorite. I can't do my makeup without it. You know that. So we're gonna go in right now to rewrite the rules. This is a beautiful matte palette. It's one of my most popular alongside Strong Brew, which is basically matte cocoa colors. So this is in the gray family. I love grays with a navy blazer or a black blazer. It's a really nice spring, summer, or all year around palette. It's just very neutral. You can't go wrong with it. I'm using my essential makeup brush kit that I have. I put a couple more brushes in here for my use today, but there are 9 beautiful vegan brushes for you. I designed them for you, as you hear in all of my videos, because I am very passionate about using the right tools and not having 4,000 tools in your makeup bag that you don't use, or too long, or they fall apart, or they shed, or what have you. So I have a beautiful little arrangement here for you. All of them say the names of the brush so you know how to follow along in your makeup tutorial. So I'm gonna just take the middle color here. It's beautiful, it's light, it's taupey. It's going to be very pretty color to put on the eyelid. So I'm gonna just put it, you can see, you could just even just do this color if you wanted to. I just think that very sophisticated, not too much, you're not going over the top. This is a really universal palette for a lot of women that really want to just have something on the eyes, look put together, look polished, but not be, oh my gosh, it's too shimmery, or it's too dark, or it's too much. It's a beautiful, just everyday palette for me. I really, really love the way this comes out. Now we're going to take our contour brush. It's almost like a pencil, it's pointed. I'm gonna go into the darkest color here, and I'm going to just pick up a little bit of the product, and I'm gonna put it on in a little triangle here. I almost dot it on like this, not worrying about it because I'm going to blend it. So I'm going to just put it on. It doesn't matter if it's low here. Again, I'm going to clean up, but I want a little contour, just nice and soft, but that's what it looks like right now. So you might be like, oh, that looks terrible, what have you. It's all coming together. It doesn't matter how your application goes on the eye. It's really how it looks after. So again, just like with your gray hair journeys, ladies, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So I will just go back in with my little shadow brush that I use first, and I'm going to just blend it nicely together. So it's going to look really beautiful. It's just going to give me a little bit more dimension that I want. I can go as high as I want, I can go as low as I want, I can go back in and smooth it all out. There really is a lot of room to make it your own. You can figure out what really looks good on your eyes, how it blends, but these are triple milled, they're very soft, silky, they are just really nice. They're not heavy, they don't skip on the eye. So you can apply and really get a beautiful, with a little effort. That's the whole point of just having 3 eyeshadows and applying. They're nice and smooth, they look beautiful, but you're not having to do all this work. So I'm just gonna take my Almay pad and I'm going to just clean up just on the ends. So I know it falls down a little bit, so I wanna clean up on the ends. I love these pads. I use them in every one of my videos, and they are biodegradable now, so that is always so refreshing to see. I'm gonna just take the bone color, the nice matte bone color, and I'm actually taking my smudge brush. It's a short smudge brush, but it doesn't really matter. I just wanna get this area here highlighted and incorporated into my eyeshadow. Now that I have my shadow on, I love just how simple, just really pretty, soft. If you're looking for a soft palette, it's a wonderful palette to have because it's matte, you can't go wrong with it. I'm going to just use my Shuamura eyelash curler. I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to just put on my eyeliner right after this, because the reason why I do that is that I'm not going to disrupt my eyeliner if it was on right now. So I do it after I curl my lashes. Eyelashes are curled, and I'm gonna go in with a navy liner. This is my Midnight Blue liner. It's a kohl pencil, nice and creamy. It's not going to be aggressive on your eyelid there. And what I do is I go to the base of my lash. So I want to really build up my lash line. So again, this is just my technique. You can do whatever technique works for you. I don't like to see heavy liner as I age. Actually, I want to do as little liner as possible, but I really want that line to be defined because it really polishes out my eye. So I go to the base, I'm almost moving my lashes. If you can see, I literally will take it and I'm in the lash. See how I'm moving the lashes? I'm in the lash line and I'm just building that up. This is what I really love to do. I will build up the lash line and you'll see that it just looks really pretty. So I'm not taking up a lot of real estate on my actual lid. That doesn't look good for me. And I taper it down in this corner here. Now for my eye shape, if I did a very thick line here, I almost change the shape of my eye to very round, and I don't like that. Same thing underneath. I will only go about 3/4 like this to balance out the eye. I want it to look just nice and smudgy, but not where I'm taking it all the way into the corner of my eye. I don't like that look. And also when I do this, I will go back and I'm going to show you how I just soften out this line. So what I'm going to do is, after I put on my liner like this, I'll take my smudge brush, just my dent, I call it my eraser brush, and I'm going to just sweep it across the lash line so it diffuses my liner. Really pretty. I just think this is really nice for mature eyes, to diffuse the liner, to not have it to be too stark, too much. You can just diffuse it out if you feel this is very highly pigmented, so it's going to retain its pigment. It's just going to be fused out. And I love that you see a little bit of that navy. You see that little bit of that blue with this matte eyeshadow being in the grays. I just think it's very pretty, a little unpredictable, a little bit different going outside the box, but we're gonna just do the other eye and then move on to the brows. So now you have a really beautiful diffused, I love that pop of navy. I just think it looks so pretty. I love navy liner. I think navy liner looks great on just really soft eyes. Now I said I was gonna go into my brows, but let's do a little mascara first. And I wanted to try, I told you before, I had this Lancome primer. It's like a booster, it's the white mascara before you put on your mascara. I wanted to see what it looked like and if it really helped, and it really, I used it one time before, but I want to see what you think. By putting this on first, I'll let it dry just a little bit, and then I'll go over with my mascara. So this is supposed to lengthen your lashes, supposed to make them look thicker, fuller when you put on your mascara. So it's interesting. I don't know if I'm a big fan of it. I know a lot of girls that love doing this first because they get that length and they get more thickness to their eyelashes. If you've tried using a primer, or if you do use a primer, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below how you like it. Does it work for your lashes? Is it something that you always use on your lashes, or is it something you just use for special events, special occasions? I would love to know. So I'm going to be taking my mascara. This is my mascara that has the little wand that's curved with the teeth on either side. It's a silicone wand, which is really nice because it's going to grab all those lashes. And this is the volume and curling formula. So I'm going to go to the base and just bring it straight up and see if this gives my lashes a beautiful look. When I have that primer on, it's different. I have to cover all of that white that I saw. It does make them a little bit more spidery, which I'm not quite sure that I love. But it definitely gives it length. You just have to be careful when you're applying your mascara so it doesn't look too like clumpy at the ends because of the primer. But I definitely think this one might be really nice if you have shorter lashes and you need to have some length. You're gonna see how this really does. The mascara hangs out at the tips and makes this nice length. I think that having a wand that is going to be smaller with teeth like this would be better than having a big fluffy brush that might put on too much mascara when you have a primer on your lashes already. You want to be more precise with your application of the mascara, because the last thing you want to do is look like you have clumpy mascara all over your eyes. The other thing too you want to be careful of is when you do lengthen your lashes like this, that you don't look up too early and get it on the upper eyelid. I can see that I have a little bit up there, but now it's gone. So yeah, definitely does enhance your lashes. So if you're wanting to get some length and some separation, it's great to put a primer on first. So that was interesting. I'm glad I tried that with you today. I'm putting on a little vitamin E on my lips. I can feel that they're dry, and that is the last thing I want when we get to the lips, that they are dry. So we're going to work on our brows. I had said I was going to do that before my mascara, but I'm going to just take a skinny brow pencil. This is in taupe, and I'm just structuring out the brow. So I have a little bit, yes, I have thick brows, but I have a little bit of that see-through brow underneath, and I like to just have it look like there's a little bit of shading in here. My lateral part here gets a little thin. Yes, it does. If you are in real life with me, you could be able to see that. So I just like to give it a little bit more structure and have it look like it's not spaced out in these little hole areas here. You can see there's like a little hole. So just want it to be all nice and uniformed. With a skinny brow pencil, you can really get in and not have too much pigment dispersed on the brows. Brows are done. I'm just going to take some of the Brow Fix in clear, and this is just going to give my brows a little glossy look. I'm going to bring them up a little bit so they look like they have been groomed and combed. I do like that look. I love going in with a clear because it does separate them and give them a little bit more structure. So this comes in multiple different colors if you want blonde or dark brunette or brunette, just to give you, maybe you want to cover up your gray brows. Maybe you don't have a lot of brow and you want to make them look more uniformed. It's a great product to use. So now we're on to the skin. One of my favorites, you know this is my favorite, and every day is a different day for me when it comes to my skin. Is it red? Do I have more pigmentation? I feel like for some reason my redness is turning into more pigmentation, so I'm gonna just do a little no redness today. I just have these two. Yes, it's like a football player, but I have these two for some reason. I've been really working hard on them, and I think that they come out different times. Some mornings are easier, other mornings are not. I don't know, but the green, because it cancels out red, is really wonderful for this area for me. It really makes me happy when I do put on a concealer over this or my foundation BB cream, because I don't see that redness coming through. I've color corrected first, and then yes, it might look a little weird right now, but it's not going to. Again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and this is how my process works. So we can go into a couple different things. I have a concealer wheel here that is a pot concealer. It's going to be more of a coverage, medium to full coverage. If you want to sheer this out, you can always put a little of your eye cream into this and it shears out, which is really nice. So you have a lot of room if you have a area that you really need more coverage, and then maybe some areas you don't, but you still want that concealer. You can use this as medium to full coverage and then add a little mineral sunscreen or a little eye cream or a little moisturizer and be able to sheer it out. Lots of room, ladies, to be able to work multiple different ways with your product. And I think that's always so great to have that knowledge, so you can't say, oh, this is too thick for me, or it's too much, or it's too dry. Add in different variables to really achieve what you're wanting to do. So for me today, you know what, I'm going to take a little, I want it to be a little bit more sheer. I'm going to just take a little of the Bye Bye eye cream, and I just will take a little on the top, and then I will put it in just a dot, just like this, just a dot on these two. I don't need the darker color today, so I'm going to just put them in and move it around, so when I go in with my concealer brush, it's going to really nicely smooth out together. You can always take the combination on the back of your hand, making sure that you have the right consistency. Okay, this is great. So what I do is I'm going to go from the inner corner of my eye straight down, as you have seen before, back up to the corner of my eye here. So this is a wonderful way to get that coverage get that highlight and lift the face. This is more of a youthful way of applying your concealer, so you're not just going underneath the eye area. This is a very big issue for a lot of us, is under eye area, darkness, redness, discoloration. Learn how to work with your skin, your face shape, your eye shape, and get the best payout when it comes to a liquid concealer, a stick concealer, a crayon concealer, a pot concealer. You have to experiment and figure out what's going to be the best for you. I like the fact that I have multiple different colors in this wheel, so I can say, oh, you know what, it's a little too light right now. Let me add in a little bit of a darker color. Or I can go, oh, I need more lightness. Let me do that. So this is a really great way to really lift the face, get that lightness to the face, and really cover and contour this area of the eye and get it exactly the way you want it to look. So now that you have your concealer on, and you can see I have multiple different colors, I'm going to just take a beauty blender. It's a very small one for your eye area. I'm going to press this in because I don't want to move this all around. I want this to, since I have the no redness underneath my concealer, I don't want this to move all around. I just want to press it into the skin before I put on my beautiful new foundation that I just bought, that I think is very interesting, and I think you're really going to enjoy this different formulation, different application. So I have nice brightness in this eye area. So I've just pressed it in with a wet, this is from Ever, it's a little, this is for the eye area, so it's nice because taking a beauty blender like this for the face is very hard to get underneath the eye and get into this very special delicate area. So it really nicely works around in the inner corner, underneath my eye, and then down by my nose in that corner. So it's nice. Great for the face, but great for the eyes when you have a little baby one. So you can see the difference, that this one really works well underneath the eye. This one is much more of a face blender for your foundation. Now that I have my concealer on, I sheared it out, so I have just the right amount of coverage that I want. I'm going into my foundation that I just bought at Sephora the other day, and it's the DIOR Air Flash. Never shown this on my channel before, I haven't used this, and I was very interested because I wanted that airbrush finish. I wanted something different. I wanted a different medium. I looked around at some new brands that have brought out some of their oil foundations, and I just, you know what, I was not a big fan. I've tested a bunch of stuff when I was at Sephora, and I was like, you know what, no, I just didn't feel that for us as mature women that would really work, because you have to shake it, it separates, and I didn't like when it went on. It seemed very greasy. I was like, no. So I wanted to try the spray foundation, the airbrush finish. This has a 12-hour wear, and I thought it was really nice that now that we are opening back up and you might have a special event, or you might be having cocktails with girlfriends that you haven't seen in a year, or you wanted something a little elevated, you wanted something that was special, or more of a medium to full coverage, or something that just made you feel really pretty or made your skin come alive since it's been in hibernation for a year. So that's why I really picked this. And this color is N1N, and then the number is 100. So I felt like this was a good color for me. It's basically one neutral. I don't spray it on my face. I've seen some of the videos where they do this like Z, and I feel like that would be everywhere, all over my hair, and that's not a good thing for gray hair, blonde hair, white hair. So I like to take my foundation buffing brush. I will shake up the can, and then I will spray the brush. You want a denser brush when you apply it on a brush, like if you're gonna do it like this. Not too big though, this would be too big to try to apply, again, getting too much into the hair. This is more of a bronzer, keeping it just in one area. So I like to use the foundation buffing brush, and then what I do is just spray the top. You can add as much or as little as you want. So feels beautiful on the skin, and it just feels like, it feels very cool, and it just goes on. Do you see how beautiful it goes on the skin? It's like you see your skin, you're not covering it up too much, but you can get that medium or full coverage if you wanted to. This I don't feel is too light. It could be a tad, but again, like, I'm going to go back with my bronzer, my blush and everything. That, here we go again. Let's look how beautiful. buffing it into the skin, getting that just flawless, effortless application. And I felt like too, when I applied this, do you see there's like a beautiful like dewiness to this, not matte. So that's another beautiful aspect for our skin as we are maturing, that it didn't spray on and go flat. I don't want a flat foundation. So I thought that this DIOR Flash, $62, yes, an investment, but think about it. You're not going to use it every day. You're going to use it for special events or going out on the weekends or something that's going to make you feel special. And that's really my purpose and why I picked it. Now remember, it's half price of my La Mer serum foundation that I absolutely love. You know that. Over 5-6 years now I've been talking about La Mer. I love that. This is just a little bit of a different way to apply and a formulation that is going to really celebrate your skin. I think it's beautiful. I think I will use this on ladies that come in for my Fierce Aging. Why not? Pretty lightweight. You can get as much coverage as you want or as little. I just think it looks beautiful. I do feel very pretty and confident with this foundation. Was very surprised. I was expecting it to be like not what I wanted it to be, and it's everything that I would hope for. It's so beautiful. So we're gonna move on now to cheeks and lips. So now, you know what, you feel so different when your skin comes alive and it just looks beautiful and flawless and it's like even toned. I love it. So I'm really impressed with the DIOR, I have to say. I wasn't expecting too much. This is my physician's formula. I got this at the drugstore for my drugstore beauty look for you. And this is a mosaic bronzer. I really like it. It's the light bronzer. And I just use it with a big fluffy brush and I twirl it around. It's not sparkly, there's no sheen to it, which is really nice. And I like that it kind of gives a mosaic, light and darks, and it's just really pretty. So I put it on in this area. I love this brush because I can take it down and it covers a lot of my neck and décolleté. So I'm just warming up my skin. Like I said, I feel like this foundation does need a little warming up for me because I am light, but I think that the bronzer does the trick. Now that I have on my bronzer, it just makes my skin come alive, just gives me a little that beautiful sun-kissed look. I'm going in with Palm Beach. This is going to be my cream blush, and I just pop it on. This really looks beautiful with a bronzer. It just really works well together. I put it on my cheeks and I work it up and back. So this is going to just give me that extra color, still natural, still pretty. It's like a nice apricot color, and just where I smile. So you can see on the cheekbone, lifting up, very pretty, just sinking right into my skin, going on this foundation really beautifully. So it doesn't look like you have tons of blush on, giving you just that beautiful flush you want a little color, ladies, when you are aging, when you have gray hair, when you have maybe gray hair, maybe you have gray roots and you're growing out your hair. There's a lot of different reasons. Maybe your skin's darker, maybe it's lighter. You want to add color. Cheeks and lips are going to dramatically change your face. You have to add color, especially as we age. So we have the cream blush on, we have the bronzer on, beautiful foundation, and I'm gonna go in with just a pretty simple lip combination. I'm gonna go in with Cameo, nice kohl pencil, it's like my lip color. I'm going to go in with Franny, which is going to be really pretty, just soft pink. I love having grays and a navy and a really pretty, just soft pink lip. And I'm gonna take one of my favorites. This is an oldie but goodie. This is my Chanel 722. I'm gonna put that over. You can wear it by itself or you can wear it over your lip. You know how I top everything with a lip gloss because it just makes me come alive, it makes me happy, and I love how my lips feel. So we're gonna go in lining our lips now. This is just a soft outline, just my lip color, soft outline. I'm not trying to match the Franny lipstick. I'm gonna go right over now, high gloss, Franny. So my lip liner gives me definition, but it doesn't overly define my lips. Like it's not where I want to see the lip liner. I never want to see my lip liner. I just want to have a little bit of that structure. And then I'm going to take my Chanel 722 and go over this. You just get that high like sheen gloss, you know that I am a big fan of that. You could do, if you wanted to, lashes. You know, I love the Ardell 420s if you want that extra kick. I won't do that today, but this is just a very beautiful, simple look using a matte palette, using a navy liner. Why not? Why? You don't have to use black, you don't have to use brown. You can go in between and use a navy. Very beautiful soft pink lip. You have that apricot cheek. You have a beautiful new foundation that I think would be a wonderful investment to have on reserve for those special nights, those special cocktail hours, that special event, whatever it is. Or maybe you just want to feel good and special hanging out on a Thursday night or on a Tuesday night, or maybe you're watching your favorite show and you put on something that just makes you feel great. Listen, I do that all the time, ladies. I haven't been going that many places at all for the last year, and I still do things. And I was watching The Real Housewives last night, and they were talking about how they would put on heels and an outfit just for themselves, you know, that night because they're not going anywhere. And they felt like, gosh, I always was going somewhere or doing something or having drinks or dinner with girlfriends or having some kind of event, and now I have nothing. And so they would just dress up for themselves. And I think that that's a wonderful idea. I think that really infuses your spirit and gets you back in the game. And now, again, like I said, we are opening slowly back up. So this is the time where you can plan for those special events and put on a beautiful makeup look. So this is your classic Reserve makeup, a little bit different, something fun, something pretty. And I hope you enjoyed that. And until my next video, I'll see you later.